Hello, we are jumping in and talking all of that sex magic this Sunday. And we're excited to dive into this because this is a fun topic.
I'm very excited about this topic. I really tried to do it the other week, so I don't think it worked. So yeah, I need some tips for sure.
I'm so excited to hear your experience with it and what you tried. For anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, sex magic or orgasmic manifestation is this idea that you can manifest your dreams and your desires by having orgasms, which is just a really fun way to think about it, right? Like you get an orgasm and you get to, you know, manifest your greatest desires into reality, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, when you first brought up this subject, I didn't know anything about it. And then you were like, okay, well, it's about just like visualization and visualizing what you want and kind of using your orgasm that to help you with that, kind of bringing things, manifesting things into your life.
Yeah.
So I read a couple articles, the one from the medium.com, how to manifest anything you want using sexual energy, and then also sex magic manifestation guide from Refinery 29. Those are like the basic ones that you can read if you still don't even know what we're talking about.
My favorite thing is that you always do such wonderful research on this. I'm like, hey, let's talk sex magic. And you're like, all right, how am I researching sex magic?
Well, it's like, you know what it is. I was like, I need a little bit more information. So I just try and look up like the basic stuff, and and I'm like, okay, I got it.
Love it. Yeah, and I mean, like, so the basics of manifestation is most people have heard it from like the law of attraction, energy attracts energy, like it attracts like. And then I think most people are probably familiar with the movie and the book The Secret that came out like a long time ago, but it's really taken off, I think, in the last few years, where it's become a big thing that people talk about. And I know it's kind of rampant all over social media as well, has become a bit of a spiritual movement as well. And then, of course, we had to go in and add orgasms into it as well. So why not?
What you're that means our social media is completely different, because I don't think I ever see it on social media.
It's one of those things, right? Didn't they? I think that's something that they talked a lot about in 2020 is that we all think that we're all watching or seeing the same things, but the algorithms do really redirect
Yeah.
to, the things that you like. So I guess better stated, my social media is full of spiritual manifestation things. And I think a lot of it, in my opinion, is just psychology and mindset. If you believe that you can do something and you believe that you can have something, and you analyze the reasons why and make sure that, figure out any blocks or fears, and I feel like it makes sense that you manifest the things that you desire into your life.
Yeah, I tried to do this. So I was like, okay, harness your orgasm. Like, think about what you want, and just like while your orgasm, try to do this. And yeah, I couldn't concentrate. I lost all my concentration. And I did try to do it with a partner. So I did try to do it with my guy. So I don't think it worked out very well for me. I think I just ended up losing all concentration on what I wanted. But I think it also starts with, or from what I was reading, it starts with like, you need to have a plan. You need to like write down what you want to manifest in this life. And I didn't do that. I was just like, okay, I want to make money the easiest way possible. That's what I want. Okay, let's do it. I think that's too vague.
Well, and the thing too is like, it's not the idea of manifestation within orgasms is it's this pussy portal to magic, to your inner core, to these intense emotions. And the idea is that with manifestation, the more intense your desire is for it, or the more intense the emotions are behind it, the greater the power behind it, which is why harnessing orgasms works so well. But that's different than, you're having partnered sex and then you try to like throw in your manifestation. Because yeah, all that happens, I feel like with that is you lose your orgasm because that's, that's how our female brains work, is we start thinking about to-do lists and everything else, and our orgasms are just like done, gone.
I was like, I'm too busy trying to think of my hopes and dreams. I can't concentrate on my own pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's, I think that's how I just lost like my concentration. But yeah, is it better to do it on your own? You think like it's better to just do it by yourself, in your own kind of, I don't know, whenever you masturbate, pretty much. Everybody does it for different reasons.
Your own self-pleasure practice.
Yeah, you can say self-pleasure practice. For me, it's just like, I don't know, like it's just more like I'm bored.
The boredom practice.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, it becomes a sacred ritual, because you're not just trying to check something off of your to-do list. Like, it's the idea is to connect into yourself, into the sacred ritual of energy and power within you. And so I would say, especially at the beginning, definitely solo sex is a better way to do it, because then you get to really move into it. And, especially if a lot of us are always like, money's kind of the big worry for a lot of us. And so, imagining money as your lover and connecting in and creating this beautiful sensual experience, rather than like grabbing your vibrator and just like trying to manifest and check it off your to-do list. Like with everything in life, and I talk about this a lot in pretty much every podcast, I feel like, but like just making it a sacred ritual, because that's when you connect into the energy and the power. And then it's a whole lot easier that as you build up your orgasm, and you can play with like edging, which means like creeping up to an orgasm and then coming back off to make it more intense. And then it's a lot easier to think about your desire when you're orgasming than like if you're trying to do it in partnered sex and it's kind of more of an afterthought rather than the focus of the session.
Yeah, and exactly what you're saying, because when I, read the article, was like everybody had their own kind of way of doing it, and somebody might masturbate on a pile of money, or but like these like writing it down, thinking about it, visualizing it, and then just on either a certain day, or if you're like and holding out your orgasm until you want to use it for this purpose of manifesting something in your life. But yeah, I think you can't just go in there one day, as I've learned. Like, I'm going to try and manifest this. You need a plan.
Well, and I was actually just talking to one of my coaching clients about this the other day, is that for all this stuff, you can always find articles that say you have to do it this way. But the reality is, who makes those rules, right? It's all just what feels good to you. So if it feels good to you and fun and exciting to do it on a pile of money, go for it. But that is definitely not a thing that you have to do. Or, if you really like lighting candles and taking a bath and almost kind of romancing and seducing yourself beforehand, do that. If it feels good to just be, in bed, kind of bored and playing around with it and getting curious around it, do that. It always comes down to trusting yourself, trusting your instinct, and trusting what feels good to you. So there's no rules.
I was like, how hard is it to like how hard is the power of visualization when you're trying to orgasm?
I feel like it takes practice. And I think that if it depends on each person, because some people are really visual, some people are very auditory. So I think you have to figure out what works for you. So, if you're very visual, very within your body, then the orgasmic manifestation works really well. But for others, just listening to podcast episodes and because they're auditory works better for them. So I think you have to know yourself, but then also it's just like a muscle that you strengthen. So if you practice visualization, like I do a lot of visualization and I have for years. So I feel like for me, it's pretty easy because even before I ever like added it into orgasms, it just like I was visualizing stuff all the time anyways. And so it was pretty easy for me to sneak in. But if that's not something that you're used to, then it's going to be a whole lot harder,
I can, record myself saying, "You're going to get a lot of money." And have it on a loop. Like just listen to it while I'm trying to orgasm. You're going to get a lot of money. You're going to have a lot of money.
It's seeping in.
Yeah, just listening to my voice saying that I'm going to be rich. Maybe that might help.
Well, that's so practice, even just like, because it's kind of hard to visualize specific things, especially in an orgasm. So like creating energy or like a color or a light around that. So you could play around with just imagining like a surge of green warm light coming through you. So as you feel the orgasm build, like imagining that as this green money, if you're going with money desire, this green warm light coming through. And so that makes it a little bit easier to start to connect into it rather than trying to be like these statements in your head, maybe.
Okay. So like maybe dream up a color or
connect.
Or like have a symbolism.
Yeah. Or like just I have one of my mentors actually, she visualizes money just flowing into her. So just like dollar bills just like flowing into her while she orgasms, which is fun and really works well for her. So you can play around with visualization. So it doesn't have to be this big like vision that you're trying to remember while you're also trying to have an orgasm over here,
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you think like, okay, maybe you don't, when you start, you might start just trying, but then do you believe in trying to build a ritual and like building a ritual eventually into what you want to manifest?
I like rituals and ceremonies. They're just fun. It's the witchy part of me, I think. It's the Harry Potter child in me that really likes rituals and ceremonies. They're not over here. But so that's fun for me to create this ceremony and to light candles and write things out beforehand. And I use like crystal wands. I have going back to the money one, if that's what I'm trying to manifest, or if I'm going through like a new launch within my business or anything like that, I have like a green aventurine G-spot wand that I'll use because it's like supposed to channel abundance and prosperity. So for me, that feels really fun. Mm-hmm. But again, it goes back to what feels fun and what do you believe and can connect with? Because if the entire time you're doing it, you're like, this is stupid, this is not going to work, then yeah, you might as well just not do it, right?
So if you're laughing and think it's funny, it's not going to work. You have to really believe in it.
Well, I mean, if you're having fun with it, because that's the thing is we take life way too seriously. It's not that serious. So if you're having fun and just getting genuine enjoyment and joy out of it and you're laughing, then that's okay. But if the entire time you're laughing because you are like, this is dumb, I can't believe that I'm doing this, then yeah, probably doesn't work quite as well, because it's all based off of energy. So you can sit there and say, this is why like positive affirmations are helpful, but they don't always work, because if you're just sitting there telling yourself, I'm a millionaire, and you're flat out broke and in debt, if you don't believe that, you can tell yourself you're a millionaire all day long and not be a millionaire, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to actually believe. You have to believe in the possibility of manifestation. So you don't necessarily have to believe in it, especially at the beginning if you're building up your like muscle within it. But if you believe in the possibility of it happening, then that's enough. And then obviously what you're trying to do, like manifest, you also have to feel safe, worthy, and believe that it's a possibility that you can have it.
I wonder how you tell a person, like a partner, if you wanted to try it with a partner, because I definitely had I got some weird looks. I got a like, what the fuck are you talking about look? And I'm like, can you even tell somebody that you're doing this? I don't know. Unless you like really both kind of believed like this could work. But
Yeah.
I don't think if it's like one person believes and the other person doesn't, like, that would even work out. Because I definitely was like, okay, I want to, let's like not have sex for like a week and then let's let it all build up. And then I'm going to try and visualize me being rich. I got a weird look. Maybe because I've made it all about me, but I don't feel like you should have any part in that.
So you're allowed to have it all about you sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to share in my money. But he can help me manifest my orgasm to do it.
I think if you're doing it in a partnered ritual, then you definitely both have to be on board because there is an exchange of energy within that. And so if your partner the entire time is like, bitch be cray, then it's gonna be weird energy within it. And again, it's because it says like, so if you and your partner practice like sacred sex, kind of that tantra style, like I feel like it would work really well because you're both creating that energy around it. But if you're just trying to throw it into just your normal partnered sex, it wouldn't have the same oomph to it, unless you could really get into it.
Damn. Okay. Well, I guess leave him out of it since I'm gonna be selfish anyway.
Hey, you work hard for that. I will say, so you mentioned like holding off on it to create more power, but like it's orgasms for women are a muscle. So the more that you have, it's kind of like the more you practice, the stronger it gets.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the same. So I wouldn't actually hold off on it. I mean, obviously, always it goes back to that idea of do what feels right to you. But I would say it's better to just, practice it. You don't have to like not have sex for a week to like harness the energy, because for women especially, the more orgasms you have, the stronger your orgasms get. The stronger.
On that note, I do have some okay, I read an article that says, yeah, if you don't use it, you lose it. Is that true? That's a true thing?
Yeah. I mean, orgasms are like a muscle. And that's why it's, why orgasms for women can be really difficult, especially at the start of your like sexual journey, is that it is a muscle that you gain over time. And the more orgasms you have, the more you get to know your body, the more into your body you are, the stronger your orgasms get. But it is, I mean, part of it is just like the pelvic bowl is part of the orgasm, right? So like when you have orgasms, it builds up the strength of that and it becomes stronger. So if you think about it as a muscle, it's the same theory applies.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know I have to go forth and make my muscles stronger. I didn't know. Yeah, I was just like, just trying to read an article and just trying to get something quick. I didn't even realize that, yeah, I need to like build into this.
Yeah.
And it was like, especially, yeah, if you really do want to manifest something in your life, which I've never done that before, or I've never really like tried to do it. So I'm gonna have to report back like next week.
Yeah, let me know how it goes.
And see if like some money fell out of the sky or something happened.
The checks coming your way.
I know. Yeah, but is it something like I don't think it's something that you're gonna expect like quick results on, right? So
Yeah, and I think like as you get stronger with it, the same as orgasms are kind of a muscle, the manifestation's a muscle too. So the more you believe in it, the more you see evidence of it, the more it builds up, the faster you can start to manifest things. But like initially for a lot of women, it takes a couple weeks or like to really start to manifest and bring things into your energy field. And so yeah, it takes a minute to show up. And you have to get out of your own way too, because if you're sitting there trying to figure out how it's going to happen, or you're like hyper focused on needing it, then you're actually like keeping it away because you're putting out the energy of lack and scarcity. And so like they always compare manifestation or energy to like a needy girlfriend. Like nobody wants to hang out with a needy girlfriend, right? So if you're putting out needy energy out there, you're gonna counter that energy of attracting it in. So
maybe I'll start with something small, like I want an expensive meal or something.
yeah. I started with colors of Jeep Wranglers because they're like my favorite car. And so now I still always just kind of play around with it. Like I can manifest like yellow Jeeps or neon green Jeeps are my current ones that I play with.
And like where you like want to see one on the street?
Yeah. Like I'll see the color of Jeeps that I see just even in our neighborhood. So for like a month, I was just playing with, I just wanted to see a bunch of yellow Jeeps. And so there are just, I would see 3 or 4 yellow Jeeps in my neighborhood every single day.
No way.
Yeah. And then I switched over to red Jeeps. And then I have not seen a yellow Jeep since. Dead serious. It's been like 2 weeks now since I've done that one. And now I just see red Jeeps everywhere. And then a day or two ago, I was like, I just want to see a neon green Jeep because like you have to custom color a neon green Jeep. So it's like, just fun to play with.
Have you seen one?
Huh?
Have you seen a neon green Jeep?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. Once you start to play around with it, and the goal is just to have fun. Like it just makes life more fun is to play around with it and see what you can create. And then, it's kind of fun to see how powerful you actually are,
And yeah, think about so yeah, just try and see if it's a coincidence or it's not.
That's the hard part. Yeah, because you're at least like my scientific brain's like, okay, what are the chances? So you do have to kind of play around with things that you might not, you have to believe that you'll see, believe that's possible. You don't want to manifest a bag of $1 million bills like falling out of the sky into your lap. Like you don't believe that's gonna happen. So like that's where the Jeep colors were like worked really well for me because it was something, like yellow Jeeps exist, but then start to play around with it and being able to create scenarios where it becomes obvious to you that there's more at play than just coincidence. So
that is awesome.
I have a lot of my clients, I have them start with green lights.
That's like they're going through green, they're gonna go down the street and hit all green
lights. Yeah.
Wow.
Play around with stuff.
Yeah, that's what I need to do before work so I can just make it to work on time. New goal.
Manifest is green lights.
Yeah, manifest green lights so I can get to my jobs on time. All the time. Yep, new goal. Done. Already done. Already gonna try that this week and I'll report back next week.
I love all of your manifestation homework pieces here. I can't wait to hear your experience.
I know, either dinner or maybe like a free dinner. Let's try it, change it to that, and green light. So making it to work on time because I can't leave early, but leaving early is overrated. But getting there right on time by luck, by sheer luck or manifestation would be great.
For those listening who don't know Cam in person, in our group so we all went to college together, and in our group of friends, we regularly tell Cam that she has to be ready and we're leaving about 30 minutes before we actually have to leave, just to get her.
Even that is a struggle.
Well, you've also caught on to the fact that we do that, so it's kind of build in that 30-minute buffer.
I'm like the late one to the party all the time. Everybody says like, you need to be here at this time, and I'm like, well, it's a party, and then I'm like 2 hours late or something ridiculous.
Just fashionably late.
Fashionably late, not even fashionably, just late. I was just doing something like laying in bed looking at my phone. I could have gotten up, and then it's like, but then when I try and get ready and go somewhere, time just falls through my hands like water, and I'm just like, how did it get so how did time just go so fast? I looked at the clock, it was 1 minute, and then it's 20 minutes later. I'm like, oh god. So
surely you just flow with life.
Yeah, go with the flow of life. All right, you ready for the speed round?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we have a fun speed round. We're going to rate some sex songs. Yeah. So we picked up about 5 or 6 sex songs that we want to rate. We're going to go back and forth with each other, and we're just going to give our general thoughts on these songs. So you want to go first?
Yeah, and I wanted to throw into, we thought it would be fun to create a Spotify playlist with all these songs.
Yes.
So if you check the show notes, our Spotify playlist is there. Let us know what you think about it. If there's songs you feel like we missed or you want to add on, let us know, because you can totally use this playlist while you're over there manifesting via your orgasms.
Yes, I think it's a great playlist to manifest what you want in life.
I feel like it's pretty fun.
Yes.
My first one is Coffee by Kelly Rowland, which is actually my alarm clock in the morning.
I love how this is your alarm clock every morning. But I feel like this song encapsulates you like completely. Like,
yeah. I mean, coffee and sleep, what more do you need?
Yeah. No, I mean, the name is simple and it's very easy. And it does 2 great things in life, caffeine and sex. So you can't go wrong with this song at all.
It's like my pure joys in life right there. So.
I think it makes me laugh that you wake up every morning to this song.
Every single morning, coffee and sex is the first words that I hear every single morning.
All right. My first one was Closer by 9 Inch Nails. This is a classic from like high school.
Yeah. There's something about those songs from high school that just gear up like extra emotions, I feel like.
I felt like I sang this song like way too emotionally in high school, and I didn't know anything about it really. I was not like fucking anybody like an animal in high school or gay. But I really like the song, so it takes on more meaning in the adult life.
Yeah. I feel like you take the emotions from our teenage years, and then in later life, you actually know what the meaning of the words that you're singing to, and it just like comes together in this beautiful combustion of teenage angst energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye.
Classic. Just pure classic. You can't go wrong. This should be on every single sex playlist.
I mean, Marvin Gaye like is just like pure sex right there.
Yeah, and this one song is just perfect all the time.
Yeah.
For every move. Birthday Sex by Jeremiah.
I could like some birthday sex.
Yeah, Birthday Sex. Another important thing, another important name and an important song. I just love like if you're like at a club or something like that and they play this song. I think it's really funny.
Best. Back in the days that we went to clubs.
I know, right? Now I'm just like can't even be caught in one.
No, now the club is in our bedrooms.
Yeah, still can listen to it in my bedroom at like 8 p.m. getting ready for bed.
I feel like the pandemic has just made us all into old people.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
You know, I was totally staying up late and going to clubs before.
I mean, yeah, I definitely could have gone. I mean, I definitely did sometimes, but now I'm like even more so like, I'm tired all the time.
Okay. The next one, controversial, but I love it. WAP by Cardi B.
WAP. I mean, everybody needs a wet ass pussy. If you don't have one,
Yes.
then something's wrong. I think we talked about this. We want to do like a whole episode on this song because this song is the best.
Yeah.
And yes, like and everybody is just saying that they're offended by this should not be offended by this. If you don't have a WAP, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, when did having a wet ass pussy become controversial and a thing? Like we should always be turned on by everything in life. Like all of life should give us wet ass pussies.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But it's pure female empowerment, the whole song.
Yeah. So we'll do a whole episode on WAP and being shamed by our wet ass pussies.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing.
No, bad thing.
All right, what's your fantasy, Ludacris? Another high school, maybe middle school song.
It's kind of insane the things we were singing in middle school.
I was singing every single word of this song and I had no idea what I was talking about, but I like the beat, so.
And hey, it's good education.
Yeah, no, it is.
The Texas schools are not educating us.
No, definitely not. Not that good old Texas sex education.
No. All right, the next one. I feel like this is a classic and everybody just gets turned up with this one. Pony by Genuine.
Yes, Pony, yes. This song makes you just feel sexy. Everything about the song, like it makes you want to grind on the next person that's next to you, whatever. Everybody goes crazy over this song still. And it's probably like the early 2000s, so yeah. It's probably over 20 years old, or maybe a 20-year-old song now or something.
Which is kind of insane if you think about it. But yeah, I don't know anyone, if you turn that on anywhere, people immediately start like moving and grooving to it. So
yeah,
that's a classic, I feel like.
Yeah, one of the best, definitely at the top of the list for sure. My Neck, My Back, Kia.
You picked such good ones. Like full on classics.
Another one of those songs where I had no idea what she was talking about, but I could rap every single word. And now then growing up, it's like, wow, I was in 7th grade rapping this song and I shouldn't have, but like I had so many feelings about this song growing up. And but even still now, it's still a great, great, great song. It's still
back to the female empowerment.
Yeah. Like, asking for what you want.
Yeah, like speak up.
Not even asking, demanding what you want, saying.
Name it.
She didn't say, she didn't ask you to lick her neck and her back and her pussy and her crack. She's telling you need to do it.
Well, back to manifestation. That's what you gotta like claim it. Like you can't shyly, timidly ask for what you want. You claim it. You say, this is what I'm getting.
Yeah, this is what I need right now.
My next one, Sex on Fire by Kings of Leon.
I love this song. I love to dance to this song.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a song that you could like do some visualization and manifestation in, just because it just makes you just like want to jump around and Like, I don't know. I just that's how I feel in this song. I just want to like dance the whole time.
I feel like this one versus like maybe Pony just like really gets you in the mood, and just like Pony, you're just like amped and excited. And then yeah, Sex on Fire just like gets you into all of the emotions and the feels more so.
I agree with that. All right, Nice and Slow, Usher.
I feel like Usher was the dreamboat of our teenage years.
Yeah, I mean, what he was, I don't even know, he was like 16 or 17. Definitely we're in like middle school in this song, but yeah, I think it's another one like Pony, just like gets you there.
Yeah, you hear it and you're transported back to good times. God is a Woman by Ariana Grande.
Yeah, more on that female empowerment. Like, yeah, I love it. This is a great song, and I like, yeah, that's how I want to feel in the bedroom. Is like God is like I'm a woman. I'm God.
Feel your power and your majesty, for sure.
My next one is "Sex with Me" by Rihanna. Yeah,
she is just a badass. I feel like she is just a feisty powerhouse of a woman, and we all want to channel some Rihanna energy when we're having sex.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. I just, yeah, exactly. Perfect sentence. End on that. All right, and the last one, Call Out My Name, The Weeknd.
50 Shades of Grey. I know that we've got some big thoughts about 50 Shades of Grey.
Love, hate.
Yeah, but that playlist or that soundtrack, which like Weeknd is on,
fantastic.
It just oozes sex. Like they did a good job on that soundtrack for sure.
I definitely listen to the soundtrack. This is probably one of the few soundtracks that I actually do listen to is like a 50 Shades of Grey one because it is really good.
Yeah, it's just hot. Hot. Yeah. All right. So that was our speed round on Sex Magik sex songs. And as a reminder, we have that Spotify playlist for you in our show notes. So jump on it. Yeah, check it out. Let us know. And let us know if we missed a song that you feel like really encapsulates all that sex magic for you.
For sure. Yeah, we definitely want to know your thoughts on it. But I think this is a good start.
I think it's fantastic. So we will see you next week for our next Scandalous Sunday. And that was your story time for today.
Yeah, keep it spicy and have a good weekend.
Yeah.